Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. Something like that. And welcome to the Pascal Show. Yeah, I'm having the case of the Mondays right now, but I'm hoping you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your Mondays, having a good one, doing something positive, doing something amazing for your day. It's rightfully deserved. And if you don't agree, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm glad everybody's in here, starting to file in. It's a little bit of a later Monday show than usual, but had to hop on and give you guys some stories that have been going on, circulating around social media and in the news as of recently. And there's certain topics I haven't been able to talk about because of just all the crazy Will Smith, Jada Pinkett craziness that has been happening over the past few weeks. And so now that has come to an kind of an end, sort of, we can kind of move into other pieces of stories that are going on in the world, right? And some things popped off over this weekend that I didn't get a chance to talk about. So we got to talk about those things for show. There's one really big story about Kerrion Franklin that is absolutely absurd. It's jaw-dropping, the news, okay? And then, of course, there's something kind of like karma. I think karma is playing a really, really big hand in this whole T.I. situation. Just saying that out loud before we get into those stories. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a lot to fill in and get you guys up to date on. Some things that popped off revolving around the case of Tyre Sampson, which I have not been able to cover on this channel. So I'm looking forward to covering it today with you guys. Man, like I said, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on, man. Today's a Monday. So there's a lot of catching up that we got to do. So before we get into everything, please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. I see a bunch of y'all starting to file in. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're watching this show right here. Okay? Because I know it's still morning on the left coast right now. But I appreciate you guys filing in, tuning in, and being a part of the conversation today. We got a lot to do, so do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Support. And let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? Now, here's some things, y'all. Okay. Not going to be, we can't really dwell on a lot of things for very much because I know that there's a lot of places, a lot of channels have already talked about certain subjects like these subjects that I'm going to be talking about here. But there's some very interesting stuff that's happened over this past weekend. Like T.I. of all people, T.I. getting booed off stage during his first ever paid gig. And what's crazy is that his first ever gig that was paid, I guess that's a better way of saying it, was in a damn arena, y'all. He was in a mother-loving arena. What a way to cut your teeth. In front of thousands of people, and thousands of people were literally booing T.I. I'm not kidding. We got video footage. We're going to look at that here in a second, but we got an article. I want to show this to you guys because, I got opinions about this, but we're going to get into it first, and then I'm going to say my piece, okay? T.I. gets booed during comedy show at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, in the BK, y'all. And that's not what he was wearing that night. That's something completely different. But booed. Now, if you don't remember, this dude was in Atlanta doing an open mic. I think it was called One Night Only. Night spelled with a K and IGHT. Anyway, he got really upset. He stormed on top of he went up to the stage, grabbed the mic, and just started like talking back at the at the comedian, the host of the show and everything. And he's sitting there, getting upset because she made some jokes surrounding around these allegations that he and his wife have basically finessed out of. Whether you agree that they did it or not, it's up to it's for the birds now. We don't know. We don't know what they did, and if they really did what they did. So he went up there to basically to defend his ass, defend himself, defend his wife, defend his honor. And well, obviously later on they made cool, but he made a complete ass out of himself, made a fool out of himself. Okay, absolute fool out of himself. Then later on, because he apologizes, he says it later in the video. He apologizes in a live and says, "Hey, I never called her the B word, and if I did, I'll give you $1 million." Well, that footage came out, finding out that he was straight lying, and so basically, he owes her $1 million damn dollars. Still don't know if I personally, I don't know if maybe you guys know, but I don't know if T.I. ever wrote her a check for $1 million, anything like that. I don't know. But all I know is that he owes somebody $1 million right about now. But I digress. So we click and drag ourselves up a little bit further into the weekend. This past weekend, he goes out and he does a live paid gig at a large venue. And he gets booed, y'all. He gets booed so bad. So let's look at this really quick, okay? So on April 9th, April Fool's Comedy Jam made its way to Brooklyn at the Barclays Center, featuring comedians like Rip Michaels, Nick Cannon, HaHa Davis, Eddie Griffin, B. Simone, Tony Roberts, Bruce, Michael Blackson, Joe Torre, Jacob Williams, plus performances by Lil' Kim, T.I., he was there to perform, Moneybag Yo, and music by DJ Envy. Obviously, Lil' Kim and Moneybag Yo weren't there to do any comedy. They were there to do some thizzy things. They were there to do their performances and get people up on their feet and dance a little bit, right? Clips from the event show T.I. hitting the stage, not to perform, but to do comedy. Apparently, the crowd wasn't really into it, giving him boos during his act. Now, the rumor mill tweeted, T.I. just got booed badly at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. More to come. Now, we got footage. We're going to look at this footage, and it's bad. It's bad. It's an entire arena booing at that ass. Real talk, booing at T.I. This is no bueno, but let's take a look.
For the first shot of tequila of the day, you know what I'm saying? And I see a motherfucker in my periphery doing shit like this. Is that you? Why you ain't still got gas in here?
Okay, so that's just one piece. That's just one. Now, I think a lot of people were expecting him to go up there and just, do his biggest hits, do his music, so on and so forth. But people were really upset and they started booing. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Trust me, we got more footage. I'm going to show you guys here in a second. There's more footage. There's a whole lot more footage.
A while ago, he was about 10, 11 years old, man. I think this is when the animosity started. The nigga walks in, talking slamming his mom. You hear me? Yelling his mom. We ain't been the same since. Yo. Well, goddamn. I'm gonna tell y'all motherfucking ass like this. You got one more motherfucking album out of me. It's called Kill the King for motherfuckers like you. And I appreciate y'all because you make me the absolute best, nigga. New York has made me the motherfucking best, nigga. I appreciate you. Stage.
Okay, so I know that there's a lot of mixed reactions to this whole situation, right? And there's more. And the booing is really, really bad. And it gets worse and worse and worse. And here it is. Every comedian, every stand-up comedian has to have a bad show. Every single last one of them. You can't be on your game all the time. You're going to go out there, you're going to say some jokes that don't land, you're going to sit there and say some things that aren't funny. Maybe it sounded funny within your friends, but when you put it out to the public, people don't understand it. So then you have to go back and rehash out your jokes. But one thing that sucks is that you got a whole group of people expecting to see this T.I. You know what I'm saying? Out there performing, rapping, doing his thing. He's in an arena full of people that are not expecting him to be out there to crack jokes. They're there to hear him perform. You can have whatever you like. You know what I'm saying? Dead and gone. You know what I mean? All those big, you know what I mean? All those songs. Every single last hit he's ever had. They're expecting to hear those things. They're not expecting him to go out there and do jokes. So I don't think it was the right place. I don't think he was at the right place at the right time as far as doing his comedy. The other thing, I've seen a lot of comedians speak out about this, basically saying like, he hasn't really cut his teeth yet. He really hasn't gotten himself, really fully acquainted to just being on the stage, putting in the hours, crafting the right jokes, so on and so forth. There's a lot of people that are feeling some type of way about T.I. being able to go up there and just cracks and just do his thing. There are also people that are still reeling off of what he did last weekend when he just walked up to the stage because this host, made a joke about him. Basically, him going like, oh, and then also on top of that, him saying, hey, you know what? It's not hard to write a joke. It's not hard to be funny. He said it in the video. So there's a lot of people that are going like, man, he's shooting himself in the foot when it comes to this situation. But, like I said, to each their own. Comedy is hard. Comedy is really, really hard. And no one should ever expect anyone to be able to just walk up on that stage in front of thousands of people. Like I said, there are people out here that work this craft every day, every single damn day, in small little rooms, dreaming for an opportunity to be in a room full of thousands of people and getting them to laugh. Plenty of people have dreamt that. T.I. gets thrown out and he gets to cut his teeth in front of thousands of people. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people out here that are happy this happened. I think that there's a lot of people that are going, well, hopefully T.I. is learning from this. And even T.I., which I'm going to show here in a second, even T.I. said, he's happy that this happened. He was eating it up. He's like, yes, this is what I need. This is the kind of ish I need. Hold up. I need to grab that. Where did it go? There it is. He just sits there and says, yeah, man, I am here for this all day long. This is what I want. Even at the end of his set, he even said that. He's like, yo, I appreciate y'all. Y'all made me who I am today. New York, I appreciate all y'all, so on and so forth, right? So I give him mad props for doing it because that's some balls, man. But yeah, he's making a lot of comedians feel some type of way. And I don't think it's some type of way like they're scared of him being successful. I think that they just think that they're not happy with the fact that he's not going out there and working his way up. He's not going out there and, going into the dark comedy clubs and just working things out and work his way up. Because he has the financials and celebrity privilege, he's able to walk out onto the Barclays into a show in some damn arena in front of thousands of people and get people to know who he is as a stand-up comedian now. Whereas there's guys out here that have been cutting their teeth, working their balls off for decades just for a shot like that. So I think that there's a lot of comedians that feel some type of way, but a lot of them won't totally speak out because they respect T.I. because it's T.I. for crying out loud. But, you know, even so, I remember seeing something where Gottfried, I don't know if you know who Gottfried is, but Gottfried is a stand-up comedian, very funny dude. He used to be I think he was in those 7-Up commercials. Okay. He was in those 7-Up commercials back in the day. And I think it was 7-Up. Either one, 7-Up or Sprite. But anyway, he was like the big spokesperson for that soft drink. But anyway, he even talked about it. Like, yo, this dude is coming up. And, you know, right after I get done with my set as a headliner, he's going up and doing a few minutes, all because of who he is. And I think that there's a lot of comedians that feel that type of way about it. But some of them are stepping back because they're like, hey, this is T.I. It's fine. Let him do his thing. Maybe he is funny. Maybe he will be funny. But here's a clip with Michael Blackson talking with him after this booing situation. So let's take a look at this.
I'm here for that.
You here for all that smoke, the New York smoke?
I'm here for that.
You know, New York.
Well, my only question to you, if you get booed and have a standing ovation, do they cancel each other out?
Well, somebody have to show the stand ovation. The only thing online right now.
I mean, hey, bro, everybody, it was a sold out crowd. Therefore, we'll have an opportunity, you know, I'm sure to come out eventually. You know, bad news sell way faster than the good news, so I'm sure. But I enjoyed myself. I want some more. I'm here.
Okay. So you see, he's like, yo, I'm here for it, all that. Can I just say something real quick? Does this kind of feel, to me, this kind of feels like this is a dude with a lot of money who's had a lot of successes in the rap game, in the music game. He is, you know, he's got a bunch of kids. He's got his podcast. I don't even know if he still does that podcast anymore, but he has that podcast. He's got all these things, right, under his belt. He's accomplished so many different things, right? What if he's sitting there going like, I'm with this challenge. I am for it. I am for being booed because I'm used to being cheered all the damn time. I'm bored. I want to challenge myself. So I'm with this challenge. This is like a game to me. Keep booing me, people. I don't care. I feel like that's what's going on. I think he is literally bored as hell, tired of, you know, doing all the other stuff that he has been doing. So he's like, well, this stand-up comedian stuff seems like a lot of fun. Let me give it a shot. I'm already on the microphone. I already use big-ass words expeditiously. So why not? Let's do it as a little challenge. Already did movies, already have done this, that, and the third, won these accolades, won all kinds of money. The dollar signs in my pocket are insane right now. So why the hell not? This is a fun little challenge. So to him, to me, this looks like he's just having fun. But he just gets to do it on a much grander scale. Because a lot of us, regular people out here in this world, will sit there and go, oh, yeah, you know, this is just fun. You know, I'm just doing it for fun. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, going to the driving range and just hitting a few balls off and just having a few drinks while you're doing that. No big deal. You know what I mean? This is just for fun. But he's just doing it at a much grander scale. I don't know. It's a thought. And also the other thing is he said, wait a second. I still got a standing ovation at the end of my set. So does the standing ovation omit the boos? Well, if everybody was booing you, and then as you say at the end, oh yeah, without y'all, I wouldn't be nothing, New York. Of course, New York is going to stand up for that. That's the best way to end out on a high note is to sit there and go, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Go Yankees or whatever the hell you want to say. They're going to sit there and go, yeah. They're going to completely forget about all the other ish. Trust and believe. Once you start sitting there going, y'all brought me in this world, y'all made me dope, so on and so forth. Thank you, New York. You made me who I am. Right now, you are making me better. Thank you. Of course, they're going to sit there and clap. Come on, man. That's not because you were funny. I'm just saying that's not because you were funny. Sorry, it's just not. But Maeve, thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But comment down below, comment in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular situation. Where I sit on this, it just feels like he gonna try to find anything so he can stay a little bit, so he doesn't feel like he's getting, you know what I'm saying, bashed, like that he didn't get completely annihilated. So of course he's gonna look at it and go, well, I still got the, you feel me? I still got the standing ovation, and I still got to do my comedy in front of thousands of people in a very short amount of time. Shoot, just last week, he was in some dive bar in Atlanta at an open mic show, literally. And then he's in front of thousands of people. So him getting booed at Barclays in Brooklyn, I'm not surprised by it. I'm not, because he hasn't earned his stripes yet as a stand-up comedian. He needs to go back, work on his comedy. And I think also one thing that people want to hear are stories. Like, he's got plenty of stories of his rise to fame and all that stuff. He should be using that he should be using that material into his stand-up routine. But from what I've heard so far, aside from him just being like a celebrity and some people trying to step up to him as a celebrity, I don't think he's used that enough. And I will say this too, Zozo Bob, I agree. I do agree. New Yorkers are an incredibly tough crowd, but they're the best crowd to bomb in front of, because that gets you, it just gets all the, juices out. It gets all the bad juju out of your system. You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, boom, bet, thank you. Now I got that out of my system. This is the worst crowd. But if he goes down to some Midwest town somewhere, they're all going to be laughing and clapping because they're trying to be nice too. Or they're laughing and clapping because it's oh my God, it's T.I. It's T.I. right there. Just saying. New York is no joke, man. New York is no joke, baby. Okay? They don't play, okay? They don't. That's why I love New York too, man. That's why I love New York as well, Tyler. No F's given. Okay? Raw, in your face. It is what it is, baby, with New York. But there you go. There's that story for you guys. And I just thought that was an interesting one because I just think it's hella fast. I don't care if you are T.I. I don't care if you're, sorry, but Will Smith doing stand-up. You know what I'm saying? I'm using Will Smith because he did a YouTube video a long time ago, a vlog, where he was like, I'm going to go and do stand-up. I'm going to challenge myself and do stand-up. It's my bucket list. It was like some series called Bucket List. And he said, hey, I'm going to do stand-up. I'm going to challenge myself because I'm scared. Stand-up is the most terrifying thing in the world because the whole thing is all about being funny. And then he learned from some of the greats, sat down with some of the greats, wrote out a really great routine, went up there and did it, and apparently crushed it. But I would not expect him to go out on a stage in front of thousands of people when you've only been cutting your teeth for a couple months and suddenly go up there and just start cracking it like you Kevin Hart. Some people have that talent. Some people do. But from what I've seen in the clips from T.I., he's still a work in progress. And I'm not sitting here saying that he's not a great speaker. He speaks very well, but he needs to find a new way. He needs to figure it out, and he needs to work it out. Okay? He needs to work this ish out. But moving on. Okay? And do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button past 200 likes. That would really mean a lot. Okay, working hard out here in these streets. I know it's a Monday and it's a very random in the middle of the afternoon Monday, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of people on the show today with me, but I do appreciate you all with me right now. So please hit that like button down below. Send those likes to 200 likes. I see a bunch of y'all in here. I appreciate the support. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Hit that subscribe button, okay? Working hard out here in these streets, man. All right? Hit that subscribe button. Hard as hell. Anyway, we got to go into this next story. And this is something that's really, really big. This has been breaking overnight. Shout out to my boy. Larry Reed Live. Let me just say that again. Shout out to my boy, Larry Reed Live. He dropped some serious ish last night. And if you don't know about Larry Reed Live, you need to go and check him out. Please go and subscribe to his channel. He is a friend, a good friend of the show. He is a really great dude, great heart, and hilarious as hell. Okay. And he always seems to have the exclusive. But we got to talk about this situation, and it's not good news, man. It's not good news, and it all revolves around Kerrion Franklin. Now, here's the thing. Let me explain something to you guys really quick. I've spoken about Kerrion Franklin in the past. Actually, I've spoken about his situation a lot, like a lot. Okay, and it was crazy because at a specific time, there was a moment where there were some serious accusations that came out, and where he was basically saying some things about his dad, Kirk Franklin. I got a photo of both of them together. So let me show y'all that. That's Kirk Franklin. Okay. GP. You know what I'm saying? Okay. God's property. You know, he's an incredibly talented musician. Kirk Franklin. Kerrion Franklin's father. Okay. Now, there's been a lot of BS, a lot of drama, a lot of tension between them. But Kerrion made some accusations about his father, which I'm not going to repeat. You can go check out those videos. Please do. But there was very surprising. Okay. Extremely surprising, salacious as hell. And we talked about it for a good minute. It was an ongoing story. It was an ongoing case. I mean, it wasn't like they filed anything, but it was an ongoing case that we, as a family at that time, were looking into. This was last year. I mean, it was like 8 months ago or something like that. This is crazy how quickly time flies. But anyway, during this time, he made some accusations about his father. And this went like crazy. Everybody in basically Black Twitter went ablaze. Everybody went nuts about this. The gospel world, the church world, all that went nuts because they're saying, what? Wait a second. Kirk Franklin did what to his son? So on and so forth. Like I said, I can't go any further. Okay? Can't go any further than that because we live in this weird world, in this bubble, in this platform. So if you want to check it out, go check out my videos covering Kerrion and Kirk Franklin. But there was an audio recording that came out with these accusations that literally came from Kerrion Franklin's mouth. So then all of a sudden, I get a hold of CJ. Now, CJ was the guy that was in the hostel that they were at, recording this whole thing that Kerrion was saying. And I guess they were all drunk and probably high. You know, they were influenced. Okay, they were heavily influenced on something. And I think it was more than just alcohol. But CJ was on. He talks about everything. You see if you go and see the interview, you're going to see some stuff. With me, my interview with CJ was quite telling. And it wasn't about the things that he was saying. It was about how he was. He came off a little off. He seemed a little under the influence as well, even at the 7 o'clock in the morning when we were doing this interview. But he was the one, nonetheless, that recorded Kerrion saying these things. So obviously, jump forward a few months, CJ passes away. In fact, he died from an overdose, just so you know. He died a few months later, and that was a big shocking thing as well. People were like, what? I was thrown off. You know, this young man, he's doing all these interviews. He's on my show. He's on the Armand Wiggins show. He's doing interviews with Larry Reed. He's telling his side of the story, which was which is why we all brought him on the platform, so we can get a better idea of what the hell was going on. Some people were speculating that maybe there was some sort of relationship going on between Kerrion and CJ, and so on and so on and so on. So let's move on, right? We already know about all that piece. I'm just giving you that information so that you can understand a little bit of the background of everything. So let's fast forward. Now, Kerrion Franklin's on this new show on Zeus called The Bad Boys Club. I guess it's a reboot of the Bad Girls Club, but a men's version of the Bad Girls Club show from back in the day. That has everybody from Kerrion Franklin to Anthony Caldwell. I think that's his first name is Anthony. I'm delivered. I don't love men's no more. I've been delivered. That dude. Okay. So they're all on this show together. And in this show, Kerrion comes out as bisexual. He identifies himself as bisexual. And of course, social media got a little surprised. Well, not surprised. I wasn't surprised, given the vibe I was getting from CJ in that interview and all that. I didn't put it out there like that, but it seemed like there was something else more going on. But anyway, people were very surprised about him coming out as bisexual. All right. So now we are here at this place. Kerrion was recently arrested. He was arrested yesterday. For what? We're going to get into it here. And I do have some clips from Larry Reed, okay? Because he's the one who broke this story. I want to give him full credit. And like I said, you need to go and check out his channel because he's really, really great. He's very insightful, very well-spoken, and very funny, okay? He's entertaining is all get out. And I did an interview. I had an exclusive interview with him a few months back. Got to go in his home, hang out, do a sit-down interview with him as well, Larry Reed live. So please go check that interview as well. It's pretty amazing too. And he was really candid about a lot of stuff in his life. So check it out if you get some time, okay? But anyway, we got to get into this particular story here, okay? So, as we already know, Kerrion Franklin has been arrested allegedly for driving a unalive woman's car while carrying an illegal weapon, allegedly. This is the most insane thing I've ever heard. This is the most insane thing I've heard in a while, okay? Well, not really. I mean, I got a story about somebody like running over two men because they were defecating uncontrollably in their car. I'm not kidding. That is the wildest thing I've heard in a really long time. Literally, I'm going to be telling you that story here shortly. But still, this part is very strange to me. That this celebrity, this celebrity of a son, has been allegedly arrested. He's saying he was wrongfully arrested. Wrongfully arrested. But he was arrested driving the car of a woman that's no longer on this planet anymore. A woman that crossed over. So now he's saying he was wrongfully arrested and he's being accused of allegedly committing the act of unaliving somebody. Let's get into this article. Like I said, I got the clip from Larry Reed, and you need to hear it from him yourself. You'll believe it from him, not me, okay? And of course, this is all alleged, but the stuff is coming out. There are police records and all of that we are going to look at too, that show proof positive that he is really locked up right now in LA without bail. He's about to be sent to Texas because of this particular act. It's very weird. But let's look at this article really quick. Singer Kirk Franklin's son, Kerrion, is being held in Los Angeles County Jail without bond after being taken into custody on Sunday. According to the court records obtained by rder, 33-year-old Kerrion Rashad Franklin was arrested at 7:36 a.m. after being pulled over by the Beverly Hills Police. He was booked into jail at 10:28 a.m. Alleged details of what happened have been making rounds on social media. Larry Reid Live says they spoke to Kerrion from jail, who said he was quote unquote wrongfully arrested and stopped because of his tail light. Kerrion claims he can't get out of jail until Tuesday, which is when his next hearing is. He told the head of the outlet that the police allegedly found a weapon or a gun in the car. He claims that gun is not his, by the way. Now, I don't know if he was riding alone. That's one thing I don't know. We don't know if he was riding alone or if he was riding, solo dolo. But he says that he claims the gun, it was not his. Let's just say that too. The Zeus television star allegedly told the host that he was also charged with resisting arrest, which he denied. So right now, Kerrion is denying everything. He's saying everything is just alleged. Again, all of this ish is just alleged. Okay. Kerrion reportedly has to be extradited back to Texas to deal with a separate case. Kerrion is currently starring on the Zeus Network show Bad Boys Los Angeles. On the show, he opened up about his struggles he faced dealing with his family after coming out as a gay man. Kerrion was arrested while driving after a Beverly Hills police officer stopped him for a broken taillight. When they searched the car, they had discovered an illegal pistol. Now, what gets crazy, after discovering the weapon, that's when the police took him in for questioning. Franklin says the pistol doesn't belong to him. It was also discovered that the car he was driving didn't even belong to him either, but to a missing woman who is rumored to be that word. Okay. Just saying. There have been no confirmations on this from cops or any other outlets, so take it with a grain of salt right now, but we will find out soon if it is true. Okay. So, I have some video as well. I also have some other stuff, the video from Larry Reid himself saying this stuff. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna say this: Larry Reid is not the type. I'm just going to say this in defense of Larry Reid. He's not the type that is just going to come out here and just say anything. You see what I'm saying? No offense, he doesn't have Tasha K kind of vibes. He just doesn't have that vibe. He has that vibe of, I only come to you with the facts. I only come to you with the news. I only come to you with the information. But there is more information out here that shows proof positive that he really has been arrested, and he is really going to be extradited to Texas for this missing, unalive woman that he was, in which the car was under her name. A missing and to be known or to be assumed no longer alive woman. That was the car he was driving with an illegal firearm. Like I said, this is weird, y'all. This is a weird case. Very, very weird. So It doesn't look good. This whole situation does not look good at all for anyone. I mean, or at least for him. Sorry. So let's look into this because we got Mo. We got Mo for you. We got Mo. So I got a little clip from Larry Reed himself. Because he says even with him, like I said, he is not the type to just make ish up. He just is not. He just isn't. So I believe this man. And also it's because I've seen other things too. But we're going to get into in a second. But as he starts to tell his story, he's saying that they're tight. That Kerrion and Larry Reed, they're good. They're good they're friends. They're friendly. He has an understanding for Kerrion. Kerrion confides in him a lot. Apparently, he spoke with Kerrion. And then everything starts to unravel. Let's take a listen.
This is what he told me. He told me that he was wrongfully arrested and he was stopped because of his tail light. Mm-hmm. So when they did that, he said that they're putting other charges. This is what he said, that they're putting other charges on him. And now they have locked them up and something about he can't get out to Tuesday. So it was a very quick phone call. And I said, calm down, Kerrion, until we can get you out. And so when I began to look into getting him out, I began to run into some other things.
Okay. So he reached out to him. Kerrion got in contact with Larry Reed. And he said, hey, man, they've arrested me for no reason. Everything that they're saying is alleged. Everything that they're saying is a lie. It's all cap, y'all. Just so you know. He's like, help me get out, man. I need to get out of here. Larry's like, all right, man, I'm going to do whatever I can because that's the kind of stand-up dude Larry is. Just letting you know. And then it gets crazy.
When I look, they arrested him because of some charges in Texas. Mm-hmm. And the charges in Texas, there's no bond for. But as they begin to deal with Kerrion, now you watch Bad Boy Club, so you know how that can go. And you also have heard the audio between him and his dad. You know, both of them pop offish. And so in that exchange, there was an altercation with the cops.
So all this stuff goes down. And what Larry's saying right here is not wrong. If you hear the conversations, if you hear the recordings between Kerrion and Kirk, I mean, maybe I was raised different, but it is not a back and forth that a father and son would normally have. So you could see that there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of passion, and you know, Kerrion does come off like a very passionate man. Right? An emotionally passionate man. That's the vibe I get from him, with all due respect. I'm not trying to talk ish on Kerrion or Kirk. But you could tell that their vibe is very much different than I'd say than I guess from any other father and son type of vibe. And given the fact that they're very passionate, you know, and they're short wick type of people, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if Kerrion got very upset when the cops tried to arrest him for this illegal firearm and whatnot. God knows what they did. Maybe they did a deep dive. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, if he was starting to fight back just a tiny bit. I wouldn't.
They are now calling it resisting arrest.
Yep.
So that's another charge. And then they began to search his car. Stop for the tail light, allegedly. But I got to tell you something else that I'm finding out with that. And they searched the car, and then they found a gun, allegedly. Now,
so far, I'm sorry for breaking it up so much, but I have to. You know how it is. But let me say this. Was there anybody else in the car? That's one of the main questions I want to ask. Was there anybody else in the car? Because if they found a gun in the car, could Could that have been somebody else's gun? But so far, it sounds like he was riding solo dolo so far. He was riding by his damn self, it sounds like. Doesn't sound like he was with anybody else. Because that person, if I would instantly go, if he's not claiming that that's his gun, then maybe it's the person that was riding with him, that maybe that's his gun. You see what I'm saying? But it sounds like he was riding by himself. Now, the other thing, though, too, you got to put into consideration here as well, is that the car that he had is not even his to begin with. It's a missing woman who is allegedly no longer here. That's her car, right? That is her car. Could it be her piece, maybe, that he didn't know was in her car? Like I said, the questions start to unravel and it starts to become one big old avalanche of just like, what? The entire time. But let's continue. I'm sorry. I know you want to hear the end of this, but this thing keeps unraveling and getting stranger and stranger. Okay. And to me, yes, live and learn. I do think, like, if we cut to the chase, I think he got caught. I think he straight up got caught. And now he's locked up because he did something very, very bad, allegedly.
Now, Kerrion told me on the phone that they're trying to slap 2 other charges on him just because, and that the charges were not true.
Okay.
So Kerrion is saying he did not, if I take the one he said, he did not resist arrest, and that there was no gun that they found that was his.
Okay. So, sorry. Okay. I'm going to be the elephant in the room, okay? Or I'm going to address the elephant in the room. What am I saying? The elephant. Okay. I'm going to just do this real quick. Let's just nip this in the bud. Shout out to Larry Reed for giving us this information. It's not great news. Let's be real. But at the same time, there are still a lot of people that think that Kerrion is a full-on bold-faced liar. I'm sorry for saying it, but I'm going to say it right off the top, right off the rip, because there were accusations that he made towards his father, that his father had to go on Tamron Hall. I think it was like the very next day almost, apologize and basically say what my son is saying is not true. What my son is saying is not true. I love my son, but that is not true. So then you got this. Boom. To me, it doesn't feel like, I feel like I want to pray for Kerrion. And because I do think that some things, I think he is working through a lot of different things. I think he is emotionally unbalanced. I think he's mentally unhealthy. And I just want him to find peace within himself, that inner peace and that mental balance. But that still doesn't deter away from the fact that he could possibly be someone who took someone's life. And now he is talking to, say, Larry Reed and lying through his teeth. We have to play that other side of the fence, unfortunately, because we can easily go, oh, man, this is so bad for Kerrion. I hope and pray he's going to be okay. Man, we need to stand for him and all that stuff. Sure, but people out here do still think that he made those stories up about his father for clout. On God, y'all. There are people out here that still think that he lied about that. And it hasn't been confirmed or denied. No one has debunked it or confirmed it. It is still up in the air. People are still wondering if his accusations about what his father did to him as a kid is true or not. And then you got him here talking to Larry Reed being like, oh, I didn't resist arrest. And that gun, it wasn't even my gun. They planted it on me. So on and so forth. Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see the pattern? If we're looking on that side of the fence, there's a pattern here. Doesn't it seem a little strange? You never know. Maybe he didn't know he had the gun. True. But then there's also the idea that maybe he did know that he had the gun and he's just fibbing right now. And he's trying to finesse his way out of the situation. And also, he's forgetting about the charges that are going on in Texas? Let's take a listen.
So I'm assuming that he's alleging that the gun was planted. So then I found out that there basically was no way for us to really get him, at least not right now. I haven't discovered one, because they have to extradite him to Texas.
Why, Larry? Why, baby? Please tell me why, Larry.
Someone calls me because of my post. So then they begin to tell me how he had been questioned for a murder. So now wait a minute.
Yeah. So he was questioned for a muerte. Okay. There is more on another clip I'm going to pull up here too, because he says more, and it just blows my mind. It blows my mind.
I'm here for that.
I'm here for it too. And if you're here for it, do not forget to hit that like button down below. Send those likes past 200 likes really quick. I appreciate all y'all for being on the conversation with me and all that. I got to jump over to Larry Reed's IG real quick to get the rest of this video. Because this whole thing is mind blowing to me. Just mind blowing. All right. But let's take a look at this.
At least not right now. I haven't discovered one, because they have to extradite him to Texas.
There we go.
Someone calls me because of my post. So then they begin to tell me how he had been questioned for a murder. So now wait a minute. A murder. So the first thing I thought about was CJ. Because see, Kerrion and CJ, he was upset because of the accusation that he was alleging that Kerrion was making against his father that was so hideous that I will not even repeat on this platform. And then he does up and dead.
Yeah, CJ did die a few weeks or a few months later due to an overdose.
So I'm like, wait a minute, let me call them. And so it's not about his death, because that was an overdose. So Kerrion was being questioned about another murder of a female. And I said, okay, well, he told me that the brake light, whatever, was out, and that's why they stopped him. They said, that may not be the reason why they stopped him, because he's driving the car of the murdered victim.
Blammo. I'm going to roll that back one more time so that you guys can hear that all the way in the nosebleed seats. One more again. What did you say?
So it's not about his death, because that was an overdose. So Kerrion was being questioned about another murder of a female. And I said, okay, well, he told me that the brake light, whatever, was out, and that's why they stopped him. They said, that may not be the reason why they stopped him, because he's driving the car of the murdered victim.
So, who does that, though? I'm just curious. I'm asking for a friend. Who does that, though? Real talk. Who goes? Who goes? Who does that? I'm sorry. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around this. Who goes and drives the car of the victim that you just, of a missing woman? Whether she has been unalived or not, she was missing. She's a missing woman. We don't have any other details about her. If she's, what her name is and all that stuff. She might be, I don't know. All we know is that, and then some people are speculating that she's a black woman. But we don't know anything. All we know is that there is a woman out here that's missing, that's allegedly no longer here, allegedly unalived. And he might be someone with the most important information, or might be the one who took that woman's life. Why would you drive around in a car owned by a missing woman? I'm just asking that for the nosebleed seats and for the family that are watching right now. I appreciate all y'all for being in here. But why? Don't worry, I'll wait. Now, Truth Speak just said something. I'm gonna put that up here real quick. Be careful whose car you borrow. Just saying. Well, so you're telling me that he was riding around and getting it by borrowing a friend's car that happened to be the person linked to this missing, aka maybe unalive woman? That seems weird. Now, I understand that he's not the richest man in the world. I get that. He's independent. He's, living off his own means and what he makes and all that. They made that abundantly clear a few months ago or last year when we talked about the whole Kirk Franklin Kerrion debacle. But why would anyone then also on top of that, it's like, okay, then you go and you take even if he was to go and just buy, some clunker at a used car lot, okay, whether it's a clunker or not, I don't know. Whether or not there's still a weapon in that car. And for him to sit there and say, it ain't mine, still very strange to me. Still very strange to me because the gun still has to show up in the car somehow, unless they are dirty, dirty cops, right? And they plant that ish. But outside of that, he's still driving a car that was owned by a woman that was recently missing and is now pronounced, I guess, dead. Somebody make that make sense for me. Sure, he could have borrowed a friend's car, but then I feel like that's a piece of information that would have come out, right? I was borrowing a car from a friend of mine. He hooked me up. You feel me? Blah, blah, blah. All these different things, right? But no. So strange, y'all. But yes, he is literally he has literally been detained. These are some police records right here, as you can see. And I mean, obviously, the plot just continues to thicken. But allegedly, the car that he was driving was somebody else's ride that happens to be missing, or I guess now unalive. I just don't get it. I personally just don't get it, but I understand that this young man, in my personal opinion, is not fully okay. He's dealing with a lot of mental health. And all I can sit here and say is that I'm praying for him, and I'm hoping that he comes out of this on better. Obviously, I hope we find out who this person is, who this victim is, what this woman's name, like what the story is. But according to Larry Reed, and of course this, a lot of other channels and a lot of other places are starting to talk about this. Allegedly, he's going to be extradited, most likely today, to Texas to deal with this situation. To deal with this whole situation. And yes, he would Truth Speak. He was on that show, or he's on that Bad Boys Club and all that. I mean, and I don't know how much money they make off that ish. But he was on that show at least to make some money and to, get his name out there. But yeah. I hope this is just one big ass misunderstanding. I really do. I hope it is. Yeah. Yeah, live and learn. Yeah, there is the death sentence for sure. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But like I said, I'm sure Larry Reed will be coming out with more information about this. Of course, please go over and, follow him or, subscribe to his channel. Dude is really, really great. Very well informed and heavily connected in that world. And he's, he knows Kerrion very well. So hopefully we'll get more information from them, or more of the truth will come out. And if this is just some like bad rumor mill type situation, which I do not think it is, because I trust Larry Reed as a reliable source. Real talk, I really do. But if this is not fully true, then we will be back on here to be like, yo, this was not fully true. This was just speculation, or this was a rumor type thing. But at least you guys got to know the information right now, so that when it does drop, when more information does drop, it's not one big ass surprise. But I would like to know, who's the woman? Whose gun was that? Was that really his? He just owned it illegally, right? What happened to the girl? What happened to this woman? Why is she suddenly missing? And why do you have possession of the car? If you have nothing to do with the disappearance or the unaliving of this woman, then why do you have possession of her car? Straight up. Answer that real quick. If you can answer that and you have proof, you just happen to be connected to someone that actually had this car and they gave it to you because maybe they just wanted to get rid of evidence, then I got you. Still doesn't work for me, but hey, if you got proof that will vindicate you from this situation, then I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 110%. But we will see what's going on as time progresses and as time goes on with this story. And I promise you, we will be talking about it even more when we get closer to when we get more information. This is a sad story. And I would hate for this to be the start of his fall from grace. You see what I'm saying? I was hoping that he would be able to bounce back and be a little bit better and find tonight a family friend and find some happiness. You know what I mean? Some inner peace. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? I'm praying for the dude. Real talk. I just feel like he's dealing with a lot of demons, and hopefully he gets the proper counseling and the proper help he really does need. But moving on, we got to move on to the next story. And this is the last story of the day. But hey, we got to talk about Tyre Sampson. And if you don't know who Tyre Sampson is, this is something I haven't been able to get a chance to talk about on the show because, like I said, it's been a little nutty over here. But this is a 14-year-old boy that died on a ride at Icon Park. As you can see, this is a very big kid. He's, I guess he was a hell of an athlete. They were basically training him and getting him ready for they had some huge aspirations for him as far as football goes and all that. This was a talented kid, and just was born to play this game. And out of nowhere, he rides this ride, this free fall ride. I don't even know if you can call it a roller coaster ride. Does it still go in the category of a roller coaster ride or no? I don't know. But it's a free fall ride. And he falls about 400 some odd feet from the actual seat in the middle of the ride. He just falls right. He slips right out of it and falls to his demise. Of course, the family is absolutely devastated, crushed. couldn't believe that this is actually happened. This is a young kid, had a lot of things going for him. And then all of a sudden he is no longer here because he was just riding a free fall ride. Okay. But this kid was, I don't know how tall he is, and I'm sure it'll say in this article, but this kid was 350 pounds, 14-year-old kid, and he fell to his demise from a 430-foot drop, okay, in Icon Park on this free fall tower. And apparently they're saying that he was 63 pounds over the limit, over the maximum weight limit for the ride. And the operator claims he was locked into his seat. This is what they said the accident report reveals. But as you can see, if you've seen the video, it's almost like he just slips right out. So it couldn't have been because of, some people are sitting here saying it can't be because of his weight. Okay. It can't be because of his weight. It can't be because of those certain things. Something about the safety lock, the seatbelt and all that was on there wasn't working. And yes, he was a big boy. He's a big kid. But at the same time, I don't know. I think there's more to this than just him being just too big. But we got a lot to talk about because this also has to do with a rapper, an artist that was involved in this whole thing. So we got a few things to get through. This is going to be very, very quick, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a breakdown because there's a lot of people that have been trying to jump onto this whole tragedy in hopes to get some clout, it seems like. And it's more than just a hip hop artist. There's a lot more to this. And it's insane. It's kind of turned into a circus. Let's just be real. But a preliminary accident report into the cause of the 14-year-old boy to fall to his demise while on an amusement park ride in Orlando last week has found that the locking mechanism on Sampson's seat was working. But the 350-pound teenager may have been too heavy for the ride. Sampson fell to his demise last Thursday, or this is obviously in an article in March 29th. So this is a little old, a few weeks old. But like I said, I wanted to give you guys this story. Okay. So he died on a Thursday from the free fall drop tower at the Icon Park on International Drive, which sees riders hoisted 430 feet in the air before forcibly dropping them at speeds reaching 75 miles per hour, exerting massive G-forces in the process. Sampson, who is known as Big Tick to his friends and was a rising middle school football player, appeared to come out of his seat just as the magnets activated to slow the ride down on its descent. And I can't show you the video because it's way too graphic and it's way too heart-wrenching, but real talk, he just slides right out of it. And DJ Painkiller, he shouldn't have been let on. I agree. I mean, and I understand that some people might have been like, oh, that's weight discrimination, so on and so forth. But it's like, hey, if there is a weight limit, then that should be enforced. And I'm sure they're going to be enforcing it even more now. You got a 350-pound, 14-year-old boy, and I get it. He wants to be on that ride and have a great time and all that. But at the same time, if there is a weight limit or even a height limit, you literally have to follow by those rules. But they still let that kid they still let this young boy on this ride. And now he's no longer here. When the magnets engaged, the patron came out of his seat. And I'm saying, go check it out when you get some time. But he literally just slides out of it. Just slides right out of it. That's crazy. With ease, too. It was almost like he didn't fully fit in the seat. It's like it was more than just it was more than just like it was almost like he was so big, he was too big to fit in the actual seat. So he must have been really uncomfortable with all that. You know what I mean? Oh man. The patron came out of his seat. Harness was still in the down and locked position when the ride stopped. Reads part of the report filed by the operator with the with the Fair Rides Division of the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services that is looking into the accident. Here's the young man, of course, again, Tyre Sampson. And this is him again, like right before they're about to go up, right before the ride is about to start off. Avid football player and all that. So I got a little video for you guys as well. Let's take a look at this.
Tonight, a family friend who was with Tyre when he fell is speaking only to Fox 35. Lara Greenberg continues our live team coverage. So, Lara, what did that friend say to you?
Yeah, well, Luann, as you can see, there are still a lot of people out here at the memorial, but this family friend is already back in St. Louis, where Tyre is from. They were here with him the night that this happened, and as you can imagine, they are still reeling from his death.
Just a good kid, always having a good time, always smiling, a gentleman, very sweet.
Dior Moore is a family friend of Tyre Sampson. It was her family that took Tyre with them on a family trip to Orlando last week, a trip that included that visit to Icon Park. Dior says her brother was on the ride sitting next to Tyre the night he fell to his death.
Okay, so look at him. I mean, you can see right there. Let me just blow this up really quick. Look at him right here. You can even see in the video right here. He doesn't look comfortable. To me, he doesn't look like he's doing all right. It doesn't look like he's comfortably sitting in this. He's a big kid. And that's not anything, like, not throwing any shade at all. This is a big kid, you know? And I keep wondering, how comfortable was he on that seat? And I wonder if he had said anything to any of the people that were running that ride. I don't know the name, the technicians, I guess, that were running that ride. But they say that the top of his harness was down. When it came down and they looked at it, the harness itself was down. So I don't know. I really do feel like whoever runs the ride, technician, whatever you call them, maybe should have said, "Hey, man, maybe you don't look comfortable there." Because I mean, this is like your feet are dangling from the ground. It's not like he's even having support to put his feet on. You're dangling. You're literally strapped into a seat, and that's it. Now, looking at this side view, does he look like he's comfortable? Do you look like he's going to have a good, I mean, obviously we know the end result, but does he look like he's in there comfortably? I think not, y'all.
Her mom was FaceTiming with her as it happened, showing the boys on the ride, so she saw it happen live through the phone. It was an image she says she'll never be able to get out of her head.
Hold on, I need to roll that back. You saw the side view. Look at that side view right there. Look at that. It's almost like he's standing. Do you see what I'm saying? It almost looks like he's standing. Look at his feet. Look how he's sitting. It almost looks like he's almost out of the seat. I'm sorry to say it like this, but it's not like his butt cheeks are even on the seat. It looks like he's almost like standing. Doesn't it look like that a little bit to you? Like he is not fully planted in the seat. He looks like he's almost about to stand, and he's like riding on literally putting all his weight on this harness, and whatever the strap is between the harness and the chair that keeps it down and locked in. That's it. That's all he got, y'all. That's all he got. So I'm sure the thing snapped. I'm sure that whole thing snapped. Couldn't take the weight.
Head.
I thought that it was my brother. I didn't think that
Son,
it was Tyre. And
man.
that was for hours. I didn't find out until the next day that it was Tyre. I was in completely distraught. Like, I couldn't keep myself together to even like try to put this stuff together. Like, I just kept breaking down. Like, I was literally like on the floor crying my heart out.
Just awful to listen to. And coming up at 11, you'll hear from her mother, who saw it all happen here live, and the message that she has for parents. Live tonight.
Okay. And what's so crazy about this? First off, they are from my hometown. I'm just gonna say this. This is a family from my hometown. I've been sitting and watching this like unfold and grow, and the craziness that we're about to walk into here very shortly, that has nothing to do with this young man's death, but has to do with the people surrounding this situation. It's very, very sad. But what's wild is that these people, this family, this young boy, are from my hometown. I have been trying to reach out to the family because I'd love to have them on to talk about this, bring some more awareness to theme park rides, so on and so forth. So if there's anybody out there that might know or have any connection to this family, please let me know. I know that they have recently said their final goodbyes to Tyre this weekend. So I know that they are dealing with a lot. You know, they're grieving and they're going through a lot right now. But of course, I just was hoping to bring them on to just hear their story. And of course, just help them out with everything that's going down. I just wanted to say that out loud. So maybe some of y'all have some sort of connection. Somebody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Okay. So just let me know. You can always email me or DM me. Okay. But there's more to this story. Obviously, they've been doing a lot, but there's one piece I wanted to say to you guys that I thought was very messed up. So apparently, and this is all just hearsay, but I'm hearing that one of his siblings ended up having to clean up his blood. No one else was cleaning up the remnants of what he left behind at the crime scene, that actually one of his siblings, or one of the people that was with him at this ride, ended up having to clean his blood up. Yeah. So there's that. I don't know why that even happened. I mean, this is just things that I'm hearing from people. And if that is completely true, then I'm absolutely floored with that. And I don't understand why someone would have to, anybody of his family would have to end up doing the cleanup. Not the removal of the body, but the actual cleaning of, you know what I mean? This is what I'm hearing from people in my town, you know, that are connected, that are friends, so on and so forth. But, you know, of course, that's, you know how rumors fly and all that. So okay. Now the thing is that speaking of, so that's the thing. There are some things that are coming out. And of course, when you have people out here trying to act like they are somebody, or that they are connected to somebody, it is pretty damn amazing. It's disgusting, actually. It's really disgusting. Well, we got to talk about this other person here. We had a fake cousin that was involved. Yeah. No, like, a lot of you are going to be like, what? a fake ass cousin. Fake ass cousin. And what's crazy is that this same woman showed up to a whole bunch of places wearing the same damn glasses every single time she went. Like, it was like a signature look. Everywhere she went to talk about Tyre and the you know, her being his cousin and so on and so forth. She was wearing the same damn sunglasses. Okay. And I know there's been ongoing stories about her. Like, she got fired. Like, literally it's like she got fired on her day off type ish. Okay. Because this woman is something else. Like I said, see, it's these damn glasses, man. It's these damn glasses. Oh. Okay. We got to go into it. All right. Man. Okay. Fake cousin exposed. Tyre Sampson, Icon Park demise latest. Stripper. She a scripper, fired for lying about being teen's relative as criminal history is revealed. Now, what's interesting is that this woman was doing all kinds of interviews. She was all up in the videos. She's doing everything that she can to get herself out there. She started her own crowdfunding account so that she can secure the bags. I don't know what all of that, if it covers everything in here in this article, but this woman is something else, y'all. She did a balloon release at the theme park, claiming to be Tyre's cousin and being so literally, and people are coming up, hugging her. You know what I'm saying? Like, consoling her. She's securing a bag at the same time for acting like she is related to this young man that has recently passed. Disgusting. Okay, so let's get into some of this article. I know I'm doing broad strokes with these things, but unfortunately, it's so much in this story. It's insane. Okay, so Shay Johnson, the woman who had been speaking to media outlets, claiming to be Tyre Sampson's cousin, does not appear to be related to the boy at all. See, shades. I don't know what's up with the shades. She was just wearing these on every single interview that she was on. It was wild. Okay, so her name is Shay Johnson, not Sampson. Oh, there's her mugshot, by the way. It takes a certain amount of person. It just anyway. Sampson's family has spoken out, telling officials they don't know Johnson, whose real name is Louisina Lavanya Browning. Interesting. What? Wait. So it's not. Hold on. So it's not Shay Johnson. So it's not Shay Johnson. It's Louisina Lavanya Browning. Okay. So she had her own pen name. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So the 32-year-old woman has been outspoken since the March 24th incident, telling media outlets she spoke to Sampson just before his demise. Browning also allegedly started a petition to get the Orlando freefall ride shut down. The paper petition, which Browning was apparently having people sign at the park, garnered hundreds of signatures. The Orange County Sheriff's Office confirmed to the Orlando Sentinel that detectives had, quote unquote, looked into Johnson. They spoke to Tyre's mother, Nakia Dodd, who told them she does not know who Shay Johnson is. Agency spokesperson Michelle Guido, hopefully, told Orlando Sentinel, there's no evidence that any crimes were committed, the sheriff's office said. Well, I mean, isn't there fraud of some sort? Right? I mean, I'm just That's what I would think. Fraud. Okay, the Orange County Sheriff's Department did not immediately respond to the U.S. Sun's request for commenting late Friday. Browning also appears to have deleted her social media presence, but news of her alias has spread. And I mean, it's crazy. Look at this rap sheet. Browning reportedly has a history of giving the wrong name and hiding behind the alias of Shay Johnson. So she's got this whole thing going on. Let me show this to you guys in a bigger screen. All right. In 2020, during an arrest, Browning allegedly gave a deputy a false name and ID. According to the Orlando Sentinel, Browning has been in jail in Orange County at least 4 times since 2014. Previous charges include DV, driving with a suspended or revoked license, felony arson, and criminal mischief. She was most recently arrested in December and released on bond. The Sentinel reported that arrest came after she allegedly set her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend's car on fire, damaging 6 other cars as well. Oh, she's wonderful. She's got a heart of gold. What are you talking about? She got a heart of gold. Oh, in court paperwork related to that incident, Shay Johnson was listed as an alias for Browning. She had an alias, y'all. Oh my God, by her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. Have mercy. And the fact that she's gone out of her way, okay, is insane. To be on camera and be crying all these crocodile tears, acting like she knows the young boy. All this stuff is sad. But what's interesting is if you don't want anybody to know who you are, why would you go all over the news and get all up in the videos and all of that? Why would you do that, man? Why? That's insane. She wanted to secure a bag. That's literally it. And she's probably a little, off. Mentally unstable, unfortunately. She was fired from dance club. So, I don't know what date this article was written, but it says until this week, the week of this video, Browning worked at Flash Dancers, an adult entertainment club in Orlando. Owner William Searier said Browning worked there for 5 years, but that she was fired after he learned of the incident, telling the Orlando Sentinel her actions were unconscionable. Wow. He also noted that Browning goes by Shay at the club. Okay, so it's her stage name. Shay is Shay likes to light things on fire. Okay. However, the club does not have the name Louisina Browning on file, so she files her name as Shay Johnson. That's how she goes. That's how she goes by. That's what she goes by. Unless that's her. I mean, she could be dealing with some, a multiple personality disorder. Maybe she claims she is this person. You never know. Or she just a crook. Or she just a straight up crook, y'all. Okay. So a statement on the club's Instagram account reads, "We have separated ourselves from the individual that goes by multiple names. She's no longer welcomed here. The club threw a bash on April 1st that was Browning themed. Bye bye Candy Red, Shay Johnson, or whatever the hell your name is." States a flyer for the party posted to the club's Instagram. The investigation into Sampson's death, of course, is ongoing. But look at this. That is literally the flyer that Flash Dancers put out. Bye-bye, Candy Red, Shay Johnson, or whatever your name is, bash. They threw a party in her name, and said bye-bye. Unbelievable, y'all. Like I said, this is just bad. That's her too. Is that her too? Dang. Oh, wow. Yeah, she's... Woo! Yeah. She went and lit some things on fire. And then she's going to sit there and go, it wasn't me. Shay did it. It wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. Shay did it. But that's Shay or Candy Red or whatever the hell her name is, that was also claiming to know this young man or be related to Tyre, which is really, really sad. And this right here, as you can see right here, these photos, these are stills from other interviews that she had, crying and doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Actually, let me see if I can. I mean, I'd rather show you guys just a little bit, just a little tidbit. You know what I'm saying? Just a tidbit. You know what I mean? So you can get an idea of what I'm talking about here. So let me grab this real quick. Let's see. Maybe there's some video here that we can look at. Like this girl. Unbelievable, bro. This woman, hamburger. Let me just say this. This woman is something else. I'm not going to show. Well, it's a news clip, so hopefully they'll be kind to me. So I'm going to show a little bit of this, but she puts on a full-on show, y'all. A full-on damn show. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at this. A full-on show. Oh my God.
Tonight.
The family of the teen who died at that Orlando freefall ride at Icon Park Thursday is calling for that ride to be torn down.
There she is, by the way. That's Shay right there. Okay. So she threw an event right by the ride at the theme park. Like she was spearheading this whole thing. Take a look.
Good evening. I'm Martha Sigalski. The accident reports released tonight shows the ride itself didn't malfunction, but other documents make it.
Do you see what she did? I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing at Tyre. I'm laughing at this ridiculous woman. But you can see she's already like, she is in her feelings and everything. Look.
Other documents make it quite clear this 14-year-old should not have been allowed on it. Nick Papantonis joining us live right now at Icon Park. And Nick, the manufacturer's own guidelines appear to have been simply ignored.
Well, the ride had a maximum weight capacity of each passenger being at no more than 286 pounds. Tyre Sampson, who also went by the name Trey, was more than 60 pounds over that limit, according to his own father. Family members told me that operators of other rides turned him away.
Did you see her in the background, by the way? That was her in the background. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look. Like, and this is her right now. Like, that was her in the background. Hold up. I'm talking about she should be in the movies. She is fully committed, y'all. That's her right there in the background, right there. With the jacket. Look, oh my God, man. She is fully committed. Fully.
Turned him away.
Wow. That's her again, too, by the way. And these are all people just hugging and trying to be there in support of this woman who claims that she is related to this young man. Bruh. Whoa. Come on, man. Come on. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like. She's crying really loud, too. Like, oh, my God.
4 days of pain for Tyre Sampson's family.
I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. I feel bad because this young man, you know what I'm saying? But they got the when I see you again, all that in the background. And this girl's crying, bawling like she bore this child herself. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. Music, unfortunately.
God, we pray that you will shut this whole thing down.
The gathering in front of posters, footballs, and flowers, rallying a community of strangers behind the newfound cause.
I want it took down before someone else get hurt on it.
But new reports released Monday shifted blame for the teenager's death away from the ride itself. According to the accident report, Sampson's harness was down and in the locked position when the ride came to a stop.
You guys are sure you checked it?
Other documents from the manufacturer suggest the ride's operators did not know or ignored safety guidelines that could have prevented the death instead. According to the guidelines, the maximum weight of a rider should be 130 kilograms or 286 pounds.
Okay, really quick, I just want to point something out that really kind of irks my soul a little bit. There's something here that's really irking my soul, and I'm going to show it to you right now. It's this. Look at this. They've covered it in garbage bags. They've covered this in garbage bags, everybody. What do you think that translates to everybody else? Oh, then it just means that that's a faulty chair. So we're just going to keep the ride going. We're just going to keep the ride going. We'll just make sure no one sits in that chair. There's nothing else that's wrapped up, nothing else. So they plan on making this ride keep going. Guarantee you that, y'all. They're not going to let one chair that might be faulty stop them from making the monies. They covered up one chair. Do you think anybody wants to ride this damn ride right now? I mean, some people are insane and stupid, but at the same time, do you think somebody's going to want to ride this ride after somebody just died on this ride? Like everything that's just wrapping around this story is just going down the lines of just what the you see what I'm saying, though? Okay. Let me see. Oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. But you see, they have plans on opening up that thing because they go, we got a summer. We just built this thing. We got to make our money back, man. We just built this thing millions of dollars, man. We got to make our money. Just wrap it up in some garbage bags. It'll be fine. Nobody will sit in it. It'll be fine. Every other chair is fine, right? Every other chair is fine, right? Okay, then let's let it rip. That's what's going on here. Real talk. Sorry, that was my Florida accident. That was my Florida accent. All right.
You told him he couldn't get on the swing. You told him he couldn't get on the slingshot. So why did you allow him to get on this one if he was too overhead?
He tried the other one?
Yeah, he tried to get on that one, and he tried to get on that one, and they told him he was too big for it.
Sampson's cousin is now trying to collect 5,000 signatures to have the free fall ride destroyed and a statue of Sampson built in its place.
Yeah,
it's been open for 3 or 4 months only, and this has happened already. So they could have prevented this, and I hope they get everything that is coming towards them.
Family members say what's coming won't bring Tyre back.
I had to come do it with clean up his blood.
Okay. So I stand corrected. I take back what I said earlier because she done straight up lied. But this was a piece of information that was circulating around. I just didn't know it came out of a damn liar's mouth. So she's trying to say that she was the one that actually cleaned up the mess, cleaned up the blood, as she said. Shay Johnson in full effect, everybody. Shay Johnson in full ass effect.
That was the saddest thing. Had to come clean up his blood.
Now, let me ask you guys something. Does anybody know? Are any of those people that are there know Tyre, but they're hugging her? Like, I feel like dude right here, right? This brother right here that's in the black hoodie. Like, did he go like, yo, that's my cousin. Do I know you? Like, what if he was related to Tyre? Real talk. But he's like, I gotta be nice in this song. You got the when I see you again. You know what I mean? In the background, and everyone's like, what if that actually is his cousin and he's hugging this girl who's center stage trying to make it seem like, no, this is my cousin. This was my blood. He's not sitting there going, baby, I don't know who you are, but he my kin. Who are you? But everyone's too busy in grief and trying to be nice and supportive. because it's a young black man dead. And how he died is wrong. But no one has the balls to go up to her and go, are you really her cousin? His cousin? Because we ain't never seen you at the family cookouts. So who are you? For real, though, who are you? Just saying. Just saying. But the weirdness gets weirder. Okay? The weirdness gets weirder with this situation. This is why this situation is so angry. It like makes me so angry. Actually, you know what? Let me pull this back up. Let me pull this back up right quick. Okay. See, I believe if this dude was his cousin more than her now, you feel me? Oh, they go way back. You know what I'm saying? They you know, you never know. They might have some from the Caucasus Mountains, you know, in their blood. You never know. Shoot. Shoot. But it does make you wonder. It makes you sad and makes you cautious about who you can believe anymore. Who can you believe anymore? Real talk. Because there's some, you just never know people's agendas. Everybody has some crazy hidden agenda trying to stack up on some bread up in this biznai. It's sad, y'all. It's damn sad. It's disgusting. You got that woman, Shay Jackson or Louisina Browning, who got aliases up in this biznai, trying to sit there and try to make it seem like she's connected, and then tries to orchestrate this whole big thing so she can secure them bags. Or maybe she has some deep-seated anger and animosity towards that ride. I have no idea. Why would you go out of your way to be like, I'm going to do a petition to take down this ride after this travesty? No, it's because she wants to make money. And by her going, oh, I'm going to push and fight hard. I'm going to fight hard for this. And we're going to get this petition and we're going to take down this ride. Yeah, I'm going to start a GoFundMe account so you guys can help me take down this ride for all my lawyer fees. 2 weeks later, she pulling up in a little red Corvette. And everyone's going, what's going on? Why? That's a nice ride. Where did you get that from? Oh, yeah, you know what had happened was. I'm just saying. Anyway, like I said, the story gets weirder. And it's with somebody else. So we got to get into this one too, because this is some BS as well. Now, I personally don't know this dude, like, at all. I don't know this man at all. But Tyre Sampson's family says that YK Osiris used Tyre's demise for clout, and that he never paid funeral costs. Rapper responds. So he does respond in this update. But this dude right here, I'm sorry, I don't know who YK Osiris is. I'm sorry, I don't listen to his music. No offense, I'm not like, oh my God, YK Osiris. I really don't know who he is. I don't. No offense to you youngins out there who are watching the show. Don't be offended, okay? I'll look him up at some time and I'll be like, oh, that trash. But moving on. Allegedly, he reached out to the family and said, hey, I want to help out with funeral costs because this story really touched me. And apparently the family never got the money that he said he was going to give them on their GoFundMe so that they can pay for funeral costs and send off Tyre the best way that they possibly can. This story gets very interesting, so strap in. Let's get it. So, YK Osiris, this is an update from the 11th, which was this morning, actually. Okay. So YK Osiris posted several Instagram stories, updates about the situation, writing, "The devil is moving. Why me? I'm not even the type of person for real. I will never play around like that. Never. Okay. Now, I know that's a little bit ahead of time or a little bit ahead. Okay. But as seen in the second slide of each of IG posts, of his IG post below, screenshots of YK's alleged conversations with Tyre Sampson's mother, Nakia Dodd, have always been brought into the mix. So let's take a look at these, shall we? So this is the text message conversation that Nakia was having with YK. Okay. So I guess, let me see. Hold on. Okay. So I don't know what the start of this sentence was, but I guess someone who contacted me, as well as making several posts in regards of how you were going to help. And again, as of now, no expenses have been paid, nor any contributions made. Okay, so the thing is that he, I guess he reached out to the family and he was like, how can I contribute? How can I help out? And allegedly he reached out saying, I want to give 15K. I want to give 15 grand to you guys to help you guys out with all the expenses and all that. And just be there financially for this young boy. Family, of course, took it with arms wide open, said, yes, please. But they never received the payment. They never saw the money go into the GoFundMe account at all. And so they sat there saying, hey, this is a full-on lie. This is straight cap. Where the money's at? Show me the money. Where's the money at? YK says he made the payment. So let's go. So please do me a favor and use the same platform you used when you were quote unquote looking for me, and tell everyone how did nothing. Okay. And please do not show up to my son's funeral. You be blessed. So I guess he had plans on showing up to be there and be a part of the funeral and be a part of the ceremony. And I guess they never saw anything. They never saw any of the money. They didn't receive anything. So I don't blame Nakia Dodd for being upset about this situation. I'd be pissed too. You're sitting there thinking, okay, this is going to relieve some of the stress of being able to afford this funeral. I could really use the help. So thank you, YK. Thank you for coming through. And you're hoping for that money. You're not hoping. You're expecting that money, especially when they say that they've made the payment. So how can we get on the call and make sure this is straight? Heart emoji. I don't know if you are aware that we didn't get none till yesterday. I know you go through a lot. I know you go through a lot right now, but I've been on this like white on rice every day, trying to make sure you straight. Then that was, I guess, one day before. The next day, he says, hey, waving, I want to send the money to you directly, or you prefer GoFundMe. I need your bank info, question mark, question mark, question mark. She responds that very next day, GoFundMe is perfect. Okay. But then there's other things like, I don't know if it's going to show here, but let's just see what this says. Where is it? So then he goes in here and he tries, I guess, to show that he made the payment, which is right there, which was, I'm going to show that again. He says, why me? I'm not even that type of person for real. I will never play around like that ever. And then he does a screenshot thing. Again, I want you guys to see this because he kind of does it quickly, but he goes, finds Nakia, goes to the GoFundMe, shows that he paid it. It looks like, scrolls down, He pays $15,000 22 hours ago. Okay. Now, one thing I do want to point out, because he says he shares another conversation with Nakia. According to the GoFundMe's website, some donations may not appear on the fundraiser due to processing times. So, interesting. So maybe he did pull out and spend that money. He did make the donation, but it took a minute for them to actually some of these accounts have a lot of those things like, we need to make sure that this is real. You're donating how much? 15,000? Okay. Is this $15,000 coming from a real account? You see what I'm saying? So on and so forth. It may take a minute or a day or two to fully process, so on and so forth. But when it does, it shows up. So this may be a misunderstanding here, or it may be a thing where he finally just went and did it. After they called him out publicly, he went right out and said, oh, damn, let me make that payment now. See, I paid it. Don't get mad at me about something when I already did it. So he followed through, but I think it was because Zozo Baba said, oh, okay, so he followed through. He may have followed through later, though. He may have followed through after the family said he said he was going to donate. He didn't do it. And then finally he was like, oh, my bad. I'm going to do it right now. Period. He's like, none of it showed up in the account, or the family said none of it showed up in the account. It wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, the very next day, he's like, oh, wait. What's your account number? What's the blah, blah, blah? I want to send it to you right now. She's like, just send it through GoFundMe. And that's when he makes the payment. Interesting, right? Very, very interesting. Now, I know everybody will be like, well, that's still 15 grand. But if you are going to be a man of your word and you're going to say that you're going to do it, then go do it. Don't wait until everybody else pulls up and says, yo, hey, where is that 15 grand? Because we were hoping to use that for the funeral, for funeral bills and all that. Can you said you were going to do it and now it's not there. What's up? You know, funerals are not cheap, y'all. Shoot. Those kind of ceremonies and everything, the casket itself, bruh, those things are not cheap. Unless you're putting your loved one in a pine wood box. But 9 times out of 10, that stuff is not cheap. So it's very, very interesting. Another story update. At the end of the day, I'm no Indian giver. I do from my heart is from my heart. God always has my back for real. This is not about me or anyone else. It's about Tyre. God gave me a job to do, and I wanted to get it done ASAP. I love you, and anything his mother needs, I'm here for her. I mean, you know, I do feel that he jumped on. I feel that he jumped on at the last minute. That's what I think. I think he said he was going to make the payment. Then there was also speculation that they sent the family before that screenshot video of him showing that he made the $15,000. Apparently, somebody photoshopped the GoFundMe to make it look like he had already made that payment. They're like, the payment's not there. They're like, yo, it's not there at all. So you must have photoshopped this because we don't see it at all. Then he hit her up basically saying, hey, what's your info? Where can let me get this? Let me make this right. Let me send you the money right now. Then she says, send it through GoFundMe. And then he put it up. So I feel like he's literally making that payment now just to save face, save his own ass. Real talk. But then again, he still made the payment. He still made the payment nonetheless. But I think he was now kind of pushed into making the payment because he wasn't keeping his promise. That's what I think. I don't think he was keeping his promise. And so then he got caught. He got caught in not keeping his promise, and then he got called out. So he did all that to save face, I think. I really do think. And I think that if the family didn't make it a thing, it wouldn't have been, he probably wouldn't have paid. You see what I'm saying? But that's true, Robert Nichols. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough, but F it. They have the 15K. That is very, very true. You know what I'm saying? That is very, 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 very true. Well, you know, of course, and I'm also thinking about that family because my heart does go out to them. You know, they're going through some really tough times, some really seriously tough times. And there's so many people that have been around in their corner making things up, like that Shay Johnson person, you know, trying to capitalize, using their son for clout, their son's demise for clout. So I feel like a lot of people are a lot of members of that family are feeling a little sensitive, hypersensitive right now because of the BS of people trying to ride on their son's coattail, their son's death's coattails, so that they can secure a bag. So then when you have somebody like YK Osiris come out and say, yeah, come on, I want to help out, I want to be there and all that stuff, and then he doesn't show up when he says he was going to, I feel like they're already jaded with all the BS that's happened in the past. So they're sitting there going, what's up, man? What happened, baby? I thought you were going to help us out. What the hell happened, man? And I think that's why they're just even more sensitive, because of the sycophantic leeches that are trying to suck the life out of this situation for their own financial gain or for their own clout, as they were claiming YK was trying to do. So I don't blame them for feeling some type of way, you know, being hypersensitive. They just lost their child. They just lost their loved one. And then all these people just come in and trying to take over so that they can make money. It's just sad. But I'm glad that they got their 15 grand so that they can pay off the bills, not go into any kind of financial debt or anything like that. You know, my thoughts and prayers go out to that family because I know that they're grieving pretty hard right now. Real talk. But anyway, guys, that is the show, guys. Unfortunately, I got to jump off here. Could have gone for 7 more hours, but I can't, unfortunately. Your man is busy, got some things to do, but I will see you guys very, very soon. I might do one later on tonight. I was going to go into the studio tonight in the new space, but I'm going to be postponing my night show over there for one more day, and I'll be back in the studio tomorrow, most likely. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to, do this show, kind of cover some stories that I haven't been able to cover over the past few weeks because of all the craziness that's been going on. Okay? Because it's been really nutty with that whole Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, Chris Rock debacle. You know what I'm saying? But now that's kind of chilled for a minute. Now we got this whole Johnny Depp situation, which is really interesting, which we'll most likely go get into a conversation about that tomorrow and all that, because woo, that's insane. That one's insane. I still don't know how his now ex-wife even still has a job out here in Hollywood. I still wonder. Okay? But there's a lot of dirty people still working. A lot of dirty people still working in Hollywood. So I guess it is what it is. But anyway, I got to get going, guys. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. You guys are really, really incredible. You guys are dope. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lateef. I will check it out. Yeah. You know, I got a Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Down below, if you want to help support, send me some Cash App. You know what I mean? Or you can hit that join button like Mafe did earlier today. Hit that join button, support the channel, or you can check out my Patreon. Okay, guys? I really do appreciate it. Okay. Wait, Sandy the Sassy Queen. The Pascal Show. I would like to be on when you talk about the Johnny Depp case. Yes, most likely I'll be talking about that tomorrow, or maybe tonight. I don't know yet. It depends on what I get done tonight. If I can do a show tonight from home, so I'll let you know. In the community page and all that, and on the Discord, so that you guys know. And I'll also let you guys know on my Twitter. So shameless plug, follow me on Twitter, The Pascal Show, one word. Go over there and follow me, please. I'm almost at 1,000 followers over there. So please go over there and follow me on Twitter. And then also, please go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. I'll be taking out clips from this show as well and putting it out there as bite-sized versions, because sometimes people just want to hear that one story and not all of the stories. So please go over to the Pascal Show Clips channel and hit that subscribe button. I'm working my way towards 1,000 subscribers over there. You see what I'm saying? So if you can help me out, I'd really, really appreciate it. I'm this close. Literally, I'm halfway to 1,000 subscribers, but it really mean a lot if you guys can hop over there and just hit the subscribe button and show some love over there as well, okay? But anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another, and I'll see you guys very, very, very soon, okay? Yes, hardest working man in these YouTube streets. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.